What's up, guys? Benny. This was one of the craziest 24-hour periods of my life. Found myself yesterday standing in a sniper's nest with Christy Gnome, staring down Antifa and a guy in a chicken suit. Just another day at the office. I was able to join Christy Gnome on another ICE excursion, this time to Portland. We had just come back from Chicago, and they said, why not try it again? Portland, of course, a city that has descended into total Antifa-controlled madness. Antifa roams the streets, committing terrorist acts on camera. The police do nothing. They arrest the journalists, in fact. The entire city has been blowing up, and the ICE detention facility has been under 24/7 constant attacks by the left. And Christy Gnome said, I'm going to go out there in a show of force, and that is exactly what she did. So I announced yesterday that Christy Gnome was going to Portland, Oregon, and that she'd be joined by myself, Nick Sotor, of course, one of the individuals attacked by Antifa and arrested for his trouble, just for being a journalist. And there was going to be a major show of force. Now, little did I know is when we arrived at the airport, the show of force was actually from Trump supporters, not from Antifa. Although there was some funny little Antifa troll goblin on my flight that kept filming me. Super weird and very creepy. Anyway, and as soon as I got to the airport, there were guys who worked at the airport that saw the flight I was coming on, and they were waiting for me to just say what's up. Like, they loved Trump. They didn't want to be in the video because they didn't want to lose their job. Portland is run by libs. But this beautiful lady, she did want to be in the video, and she talked about like how much she loves Portland and that she's a Trump supporter, and she wants Portland to be clean and safe, and she wants to save this place. It was really comforting. It was a beautiful thing to just have a ton of conservatives just like right out of the gate. My boy David Medina was waiting for me here at the airport. You can see one of the individuals who's waiting for me right there. Yeah, it's weird. It's amazing. I mean, it's just a big movement. It proves that there are incredible people everywhere, and that you've got to be constantly vigilant. So anyway, David is an awesome independent journalist and activist there in Oregon. He was sort of my Sherpa for the day. And we go to the airport, and Christy Gnome gets off the plane and is ready to roll. Ladies and gentlemen, Christy Gnome heading to Portland. It was a lot of fun. We driving in the motorcade is really great. I couldn't recommend it enough. I hope to be able to ride in more motorcades. They're really great to get through traffic. So Christy Gnome goes to the ICE facility. All of the windows were blacked out. All the windows were boarded up. Everything was like locked down. And you can see on the side of the building, there was graffiti. There were fire bombs that had been thrown. This is a building that has been under constant attack. And the first thing Christy Gnome does is say this prayer as soon as she enters the building.
That you give us good fellowship, Lord, but that you'd also give us wisdom and discernment to make the best decisions, not just for the people that are here enforcing the law, but also for the citizens of this country. And Lord, I just ask that you continue to put a hedge of protection around these officers. Keep them safe, Lord, but that also that you would continue to bless each and every one of them and their families. And Lord, that you would protect the freedoms that we all enjoy, that were given to us by you. We love you and we praise you in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Oh boy, man, what a way to start the day. A little different than the way that Secretary Mayorkas would have gone through, I think, praying to Satan. Anyway, the point is that this thing went viral. 21,000 likes, 109,000 likes actually, 21,000 reposts. Christy Gnome then spoke to the National Guard, and we went into sort of this big briefing room, and she went down the line with the law enforcement and said, what can I do? Like, what can I do? How can we help? How can we help? And she says, get ready, to the National Guard. And they said, ma'am, we've been ready. National Guard were enjoined from being deployed in Oregon by some woke activist judge. Christy Gnome on the rooftop staring down Antifa, including a dude in a chicken suit. It's pretty funny. So what you're going to be able to see here is Christy Gnome, and you're going to be able to see a bunch of protesters screaming at her from the rooftop. Obviously, dudes in tactical gear everywhere. because there's sniper fire on these rooftops. There are people who are obviously wanting harm to be done. Plenty of press there, plenty of protesters there. Dude in a chicken suit. Yelling at Christy now. Okay, yeah. Anyway, everywhere that we went, right? Everywhere that we went in Portland, there were masses of protesters. These are the protesters right outside of the ICE facility. The protesters outside of the ICE facility had a giant sign that says, "We are bringing the guillotine to you." They did not like Kristi Noem being there at all. But Kristi Noem was there, and what was she doing? Well, she was interrogating criminal aliens. This is a wild scene. Kristi Noem talking to a criminal alien pederast who just been arrested for sex crimes, minor. An absolutely wild scene. Here we go.
Yes, you speak Spanish, so I'll go translation. I speak more.
Hello. Hello. I'm Christy. I wanted to ask you a few questions. How long have you been in the United States? You don't know? No English?
¿Cuántos años tienes en los Estados Unidos?
Alrededor de 7.
7 años.
How many times have you come in and gone out of the country illegally?
¿Cuántas veces has entrado a los Estados Unidos y te regresas de México? Sí, 5 times.
5 times?
7 years.
You've been here 7 years? When's the last time you went back to Mexico? And is he a convicted sex offender here?
Sí.
Yeah.
¿Tienes cargos?
You're in Portland?
¿De qué?
What was your crime in this country?
¿Qué fue?
Tuvimos una relación con una persona menor de
Minor.
A minor?
Minor.
Okay. You also know it's a crime to be here illegally, and you will be prosecuted for it, correct?
¿Te entendió que te cargos de eso?
Sí.
Do you have family here?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
No? How old are you? 27?
37, 47.
37.
Oh,
37.
37. Okay. And you're not married and you have no children? All right. Well, you will be brought to justice and prosecuted for your crimes.
Yeah.
Ya va a haber cargos tocante lo que explicamos ya.
Do you have other individuals and family members that are here in this country illegally?
¿Tienes familiar que están aquí en los Estados Unidos legales?
Are you the member of a gang or cartels? Or
¿Eres miembro de otra organización criminal?
all right. Thank you.
Gracias.
So how did it evolve again now?
So initially he was passive, and then when our operators put hands on, he got a little bit feisty, and he's a big guy. This 6'3", 260 pounds, so he put up a little resistance. So we had to take him to the ground to execute upon the rest. For some people, none of my officers are injured, and they're pretty highly trained. And so we're there to take him down. There's some respect from the head, but that's all this is just going to be awesome.
I'm glad you got him. Thank you for bringing him in. There's one more child will be protected. Or maybe many more. So thank you for doing it. Appreciate it.
Kristi Noem then made a little bit of news announcing that she wants to bring CNN on one of these trips, right? So why not just have CNN come? CNN saying that Portland is safe and secure. Certainly not what I saw. Kristi Noem says, come along, CNN.
Just a real quick follow-up to that. CNN in the White House yesterday. Caitlin Collin goes viral saying, Portland's safe, Portland's beautiful, there's no crime in Portland. Your response to that?
Well, I disagree. We should have invited her to come along today. She would have been able to see the individuals that were getting off the streets and then talk with the law enforcement officers that are here every day doing God's work, making sure that America still continues to be the greatest country in the world.
Is that an open invitation to CNN to come along on the next one?
Absolutely. We will talk to her and see what we can do to convince her to come out in the real world, get out from behind the desk and actually walk in the shoes of our law enforcement. That would be fantastic. Maybe that's how we fix the fake news in this country.
Kristi Noem spoke with other criminal aliens. There were like a series of them that had been arrested, and just showing the good work that the cops were doing there in federal law enforcement. There's a dude named Zach Bryan who wrote an anti-ICE song, and I figured it's probably the best time to ask about it. What do you think about Zach Bryan and his anti-ICE song?
Madam Secretary, you have convicted pedophile here, a couple of criminals here. These are bad hombres, as the president would say. Yet you have major cultural icons, big-time country music superstar. His name's Zach Bryan. He probably has tens of millions of Trump supporters in his audience, and he just released an anti-ICE song. I want to get your response to that, especially given what we've seen today.
I heard that and listened to a little bit of it, and extremely disappointed and disheartened, and actually I hope he understands how completely disrespectful that song is, not just to law enforcement, but to this country, to every single individual that has ever stood up and fought for our freedoms. He just compromised it all by putting out a product such as that, that attacks individuals who are just trying to make our streets safe. So, Zach, I didn't listen to your music. I'm happy about that today. Today, that makes me very happy that I never once gave you a single penny to enrich your lifestyle if you truly believe what that song stands for. But I am going to go out and probably download some Jason Aldean songs, John Rich songs,
Kid
John
Rock.
Hardy, Kid Rock, any of those guys. Those guys know what it means to stand up for freedom. So I'm glad I didn't waste any money on Zach.
A follow-up, Secretary. Zach Bryan does big shows and is protected by law enforcement a lot, right? Probably protected by some federal law enforcement, local, and so on. Seems relatively disrespectful to go after federal law enforcement in this song.
Well, that's what's so special about law enforcement, is that they don't pick and choose who they defend when they do their jobs. They will even defend and protect people that don't respect them or stand up for them. So that's who I'll point to when I tell my grandkids to grow up like some.
It was an absolutely wild day. There's other stuff that went on, but those are the clips certainly that went viral. I ended up flying back on a red eye and not sleeping at all last night, and just hopped down into my garage, and I got to work out in my wife. And that's it. Here's my garage selfie video. Other interesting part of the trip is an interview with Nick Sotor. Nick had a lot to say. Obviously, he's going to be suing the Portland police for wrongfully arresting him, something that is proven. And Nick is an entertaining interview. Here you go.
Yo, what's up? We are on the ground in Portland, Oregon with the legend himself. Somebody who's probably going to be made sheriff around here by the time it's all over. Nick, what's up?
They said that we were going to change the name of this town to Sortland instead. So, that's how big this lawsuit is.
Give us an update, man. Way to beat the case.
Absolutely.
Way to beat the case.
But you know how we did it? We put in a demand for discovery. We wanted to know the coordination between Antifa and the police department. They looked at that and they're like, never mind, case dismissed. So, unfortunately for them, we're going to keep pushing that, even though they've dropped the charges. So, stay tuned. I'm just happy to be in the back of a police car without handcuffs on this time.
That's right. We're here to cover Kristi Noem, who is here right now, and it's very interesting. She's meeting with the governor of Oregon, and it's going to be a wild day. We're going to go to the ICE facility. You know it well. What are we going to see, Nick?
You're going to see people mentally ill people in chicken costumes and such that are assaulting cops. I mean, it's weird. It feels like a trippy dream, but that's just what happens out there.
Were you the one that captured the pepper spray into the air hole of the...
Oh, yeah.
Was that you? Okay.
That guy had to get a whole new suit because it was full of mace in the other one.
So what is the update? What is the update on your lawsuit? I know that there was some breaking news. You're going to pursue this thing. You're going to keep going.
I can't officially say anything until my attorney announces it, but
okay.
We're definitely... we sent a letter last night to both the city council and the police chief, because the police chief keeps going on TV and slandering me every single day. Like, dude's mad, dude's bitter. And we demanding a formal apology and an internal investigation, and we'll give him 7 days to do that. I don't think he'll do either one of those things. So, just last night he was on TV blaming me for being attacked and assaulted in the street. It's my fault because I brought a camera and I'm a conservative. The way that he put it was that the light on my camera, because it's in the middle of the night when you're filming, is antagonistic. So that's quite the take from a police chief. You should be beaten in the street, or deserve to be beaten in the street, if you have a light on your camera.
Sounds like somebody who watches Jimmy Kimmel.
Right?
All right. So final question, Nick. What, I mean, you've been here for a week at least, right? Do you believe that the police are coordinating with Antifa?
Absolutely they are. I have another example of it, proof of it actually. Just the other day, they decided to surrender traffic control duties to Antifa and blocked the residents from getting to their homes. There's only one street to get there. And then a manager from a local restaurant walked up and demanded the road be open so that his employees could get there, and as well as customers. And the police went up to Antifa and said, "Hey, would you mind opening the road so that people can get to the spaghetti restaurant?" And they said, "No, we can't do that right now." And the police said, "Okay," and that's it. And they walked away. So at a very minimum, they are surrendering to Antifa, but they went up and asked them that, and they said no. So I guess that's who has the real power here.
So it's a Chaz Chop situation, like in Seattle, where they're just like surrendering the city to terrorists.
Yep.
Well, the Trump administration is here today. We're follow along. The Trump administration ain't going to have any of this. It's just going to be a rowdy day. With Nick, let's roll.